Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to show you the team strategy and the team order I use to do these epic trials in Dragon's Claw. Now, we don't get to pick the team, but we do get to change the team order if we want. But I was actually quite happy with the way this was, and I'll explain why in a minute, the pros and cons of each troop. But importantly, you'll notice on the other side, all the enemy do use green. This is absolutely relevant because our top troop explodes a mana gem, then deals damage to all enemies of that mana colour. So you will be picking green when we do that every single time to make sure we do damage to their entire team, as well as generate a little bit of mana from that explosion. Also reduces damage from skulls by 30%, as well as gains bonus red mana from red gem matches. So pretty useful. Still, Frostanath in second place does slightly less damage to all enemies, but you don't have to choose a mana gem this time. You can just do damage to all automatically. But then also freezes 1 to 4 random enemies, and also has reduction of damage from skulls by 30% as well. The reason why the freeze is pretty cool is because Veneratus here converts all red gems into yellow dragon gems. So when that casts, that will often generate an extra turn for the opposition. But if they're frozen, that will freeze them, and the turn will come back to us, and we can generate and benefit from those lovely mana gems ourselves. Right, Matron Dragatani, kind of the most useless troop here in a way, but I'm still going to keep her in third place because creates 6 blue gems boosted by frozen enemies. So if we cast Frostanath first, we're going to get a boost on those blue gems and then deal damage to the first and last enemies, again boosted by blue gems. So it can actually deal a significant amount of damage as well as charge up the team at the same time, which is pretty nice. As well as that, reduced damage from spells by 75% is good, as well as a 25% chance to summon a Dragonette on death. So what at first looks a bit rubbish actually ends up pretty useful. Dragon Eggs is one of the keys to keeping this team going. Now, you will lose your top troop at some stage in this game, almost definitely, and Dragon Eggs is the key to keeping your team alive and well. Summons a baby dragon and gains 6 life. When that baby dragon appears, you're going to then try and charge up that baby dragon as quickly as possible, cast it to get that random dragon, and it could be something absolutely amazing, you never know. But only uses 10 mana, and the enemy does actually create yellow gems for us sometimes with this, especially with the freeze mechanic we use from Frostanath. And we'll go with it that way, just keep on summoning every single time we lose our top troop, keep on summoning, and we should be absolutely just fine. When these two are charged up at the same time, I always cast Frostanath first because this A, freezes the enemies, and B, when we cast this one, we get a little bit of mana from it, which is going to feed hopefully into Frostanath. So that's the team. Let's dive in and see how it does. Got 1 Medal of Anu 2 times Nisha on for this, just to give myself a little bit of a boost. But we'll always take 4 matches when they're there. That is kind of nice. Nothing for our... Oh, we have got a green there, but didn't get a mana surge there, but fair enough. When you take these dragon gems, always try and take them from the highest point up that you can, because when you match them, they cause a sort of explosion effect and sort of ripple downwards. But we can take a 4 match there first, then we got our second dragon up. We'll still take these 4 matches when they're there, just because you never know if it's going to drop a skull, for example. I'm going to take this skull hit in a second. Don't want to leave the enemy's skull hits. They hit pretty hard. 220 damage is a lot. Don't want that if it's unnecessary. But now we can cast this one first. Damage to all, then freeze 1 to 4 random enemies. Now when we cast this troop here, we'll explode a mana gem, then deal damage to all enemies of that colour. But like I say, we will pick up a little bit of mana for our second place dragon at the same time when we're ready to do that. We'll still take these extra turns first. Very handy indeed. I'll still take these skull wallops. Just because we don't want to receive any unnecessary damage. You'll be surprised how quickly you lose troops when the enemy is hitting as hard as they are. And if you're a newer player, of course, so you're actually significantly less life and armor than me, then it's going to happen even sooner. So really important to get into the habit of just making sure you're safe. Right, so we can do some good stuff now. Now, importantly, with this Exploder Mana Gem, not only do we cast it on green, but if there's a dragon gem like this, we'll cast it on something that's near the dragon gem, because we will actually explode that and get the dragon gem effect like this, like that. So we collected a bunch of mana from that. Unfortunate to get a skull back afterwards, but that's the way it goes. Like I say, the top troop will eventually die. It's going to happen. No barriers in this or anything like that, so you are going to take some skull hits that are unfortunate and beyond our control, but as long as we keep this charged and ready to cast, we should be just fine. All right, let's see if we can get this top troop cast again before it ends up popping its clogs. Nearly missed that then. Looking elsewhere on the board. Another, oh, I was going to say another skull hit coming in, but they decided against it, so that's absolutely fine. Skulls everywhere right now. See, the other thing I like about this spell as well is it doesn't adjust the board in any way. Like this does adjust the board, which means you can get an unpredictable drop and set the enemy up for something. Even though this is an okay match, it's going to set the opposition up for a extra turn and a skull hit. So we don't want to do that. We want to cast something like this, freeze the enemy, do some damage. They've actually set us up for that move instead, and we say thank you very much. Take that punch round the chops, matey boy. We probably don't say that because it would sound a bit silly in battle, wouldn't it? Imagine that. Or don't imagine that. Anyway, I digress. Let's go back to this. Let's cast this on a green gem. We'll put it near this Doom Skull to get a bit of extra damage and a bit of extra mana gen at the same time. Another skull wallop. So as you can see, my top troop will die very, very soon. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. It's happened. Doesn't matter. Just bring in your baby dragon absolutely straight away. Cast the dragon eggs. Now pick up red absolutely as quickly as possible. So you want to get that top troop charged up. We do get a benefit of red from this. +2 red, +1 yellow, -1 brown. So that's got them up straight away. Provided they don't die like instantly, we'll bring a random dragon into the fray. Let's see what we get. Could be something really good. Could even be a mythic dragon. But we have Terror Worm. Gains attack and armor, boosted by skulls, and explodes 3 gems. Yeah, you just gotta, from this moment onwards on the summon, you kind of have to make it up as you go along, if you know what I mean. I can't really help you on this. From this moment onwards, you have to know what to do with whatever comes in its place. But most of the time you'll be able to, you know, figure it out. It's going to be okay. And it will die at some points anyway, so you'll just bring in another one. Always be prepared to bring in another dragon if need be. Don't want to do that, don't want to give them an unnecessary skull hit. So again, I'm going to cast this because it doesn't adjust the board. We can do that. Explode 3 gems, get a little bit of mana. This adjusts the board. There's a few skulls everywhere, so I may just take this green for my Silver Frost enough. We've got a lucky skull bash there. And you can chance it. Let's chance it. Let's gain some attack and armor boosted by skulls and explode 3 gems. See what happens. We're now on 177 attacks. So skull hits are now pretty good for us. Like I say, you do have to work it out on your own to a certain point when you get the summon, because I don't know what dragons you're going to summon. But prepare yourself. That's all I can say is get your dragon eggs ready as soon as possible. We'll benefit from this extra skull bashage now. We'll give them a nice solid bash around the chip chops, whatever they are. Should we gain some more stuff? Let's cast this first. So this is not like going to be mega fast. Not by any stretch of the imagination. This is a battle of attrition in a way. You've just got to keep on going, chip away at them slowly but surely, and keep your team alive with that baby dragon. I'm not going to do that because that's going to set them up for a skull whack. I'll see if I get lucky with this. I sort of did. We've got 241 attack now. That is significant. That is going to take out that. Oh, top troop, I said. But you got agile and then got hit again anyway. That was quite funny. Imagine dodging one attack, thinking you're clever, then immediately just running into another one. Like, oh, never mind. In fact, that worked so well, I might do it again. Oh, he set himself up. No, they didn't do it. But now I've got 304 attack. Have a little check around for extra turns and stuff first. Nothing really doing, so we'll do a very powerful attack there. And we've got a bonus skull hit at the same time. No one's frozen. We can take that and carry on. What should we do? What should we do? Can take that. Make it a skull come to there. That'd be pretty handy. Could cast this, see if we get any bonus blue. Oh, I'm just going to see something. Deals 60 damage to the first and last enemies. So is this going to hit twice? No. Just clear that up, that does not hit twice, but we're going to get a nice big attack now. Stone Skin is keeping that thing alive, reduce damage from skulls by 50%. And it's nearly done. Should we go for this again? This is turning out to be a pretty good troop up top. Let's freeze them. Always good to cast that when you don't want to adjust the board, and this is going to now win the game. So, job done and fairly straightforward. I only needed, what was it, 1 or 2 summons from the Dragon Egg? I'm not sure. But yeah, very handy indeed. Dragon Egg, just make sure you keep it charged. Make sure you bring in the baby dragon as soon as you lose your top troop, and you should be golden. It will take you a little bit more time than that if you're a newer player to the game, but stick with it and you can get through this, I think. So there's a video. If you enjoyed it, found it useful or helpful, it'd be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.